Mayor's Cup Series did not disappoint. 10 lead changes and 7 ties defined what was a crazy back-and-forth affair. Ultimately, the two rivals needed overtime to decide bragging rights. It was there that Drew Wyman's putback with 32 seconds left clinched a rare College of Idaho victory in Nampa. Tonight, NNU will look to get revenge against the Yote fam in Caldwell. The 212th edition of the United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup is up next.
College basketball is coming your way. The oldest basketball rivalry in Idaho tips off tonight in Canyon County. Seven Sports presents the United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup.
2 weeks ago, the College of Idaho went on the road and got a rare victory in Nampa. Tonight, they will go for the season sweep over their rivals for the first time since 2014. Welcome inside the J.A. Albertsons Activity Center. Yotes alongside former Boise State basketball player Clint Hordeman. 2 weeks ago, they needed overtime to decide this game, this rivalry. How intense was that finish?
Fantastic. Big-time plays on both ends, and it finished out in an incredible way. I couldn't be more excited for tonight's game.
For NNU, they've struggled a little bit early this season when it comes to their offensive production. If there's anybody that can get it going, though, it's Kobe Terashima.
No question. He can get them going in their offense. He needs to be able to get downhill and get some buckets and get in the paint and spray out for some threes. But Kobe's the key to making this thing happen.
That senior facilitator that can really make it go. On the College of Idaho bench, Charles Elzy, the second leading scorer on this team. He has taken a massive jump this year, Clint.
Shooting the ball great, being really patient, finding his shots, doing a phenomenal job out there. Expecting big things. I'm hoping for a couple, 2-3 threes from them tonight.
The first game of this 2022 series lived up to the hype. I expect nothing less this evening. The 212th edition of the United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup tips off next. From tip-off inside what the College of Idaho believes is the best small college basketball atmosphere in the country. We are underway in the 212th edition of the United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup. NNU with the opening possession here. It is going to be interesting to see these teams go back and forth. Obviously, they got a nice little look at each other 2 weeks ago. How do they counter what was ever productive for the other team? Some nice interior passing for NNU. Coach Paul Rush is going to love that. An easy layup right out the gate.
Little 1-3-1 from Coach Blaine, and a couple great passes got him the easy bucket.
Again, this NNU team, outside of a 110-point effort in their season openers, kind of struggled to score the basketball. They're looking to find a spark tonight. Charles Elsie misses long, loose ball. Jake O'Neal goes diving into the scorer's table. Got pushed back there a couple inches.
Welcome to the Mayor's Cup.
Right, exactly.
We almost got somebody diving on our lap in the first play.
It's like in football when you need that first hit, you feel like you're a part of it, right?
That's right.
All right, we're ready to go here.
Paul Rush went to a 2-3 zone to start off, and they're back in their 1-3-1 here for College of Idaho.
Terashima dribbling it up, hands it over to Harvey. He goes baseline. True Allen, the leading scorer for NNU, dribbling it, going to try a little fadeaway there, misses short. Drew Wyman with the rebound. I know they have a lot of confidence in True Allen, just not shooting it very well to start the season. Coach Paul Rush was talking, want to look at these guys getting better shots. Don't know if he loves that one early on. We'll see if they can get back to that opening possession look due to some good passing. That's Caden Handren that gets on the board early. Not a big score for this College of Idaho basketball team. Makes a ton of winning plays, though.
Correct. He's got good touch around the paint. Not much of a perimeter jump shooter, but he'll finish around the rim for sure.
Yeah, big shot there for him too, because he's a guy that doesn't shoot it a lot, and you're probably not going to really even contest him a ton. But if he gets it going, that's good for the College of Idaho.
And that right there was one of the concerns of Coach Rush. You got to take care of the basketball. Cannot turn it over. No empty possessions that way.
Yeah, whether it be turnovers or points off turnovers, it's really hurt NNU in the early going. A big reason why they're just 3-5 out of the gate and having lost 4 out of their last 5 overall. Nice pass down low. Contested. That was Handren that comes up with the block on Christian Rose. You know, talking with Colby Blaine earlier today, he said that the first 5 minutes of this game are something that are really important to him. Wants to try to make NNU a little uncomfortable on offense. You know, as we mentioned their struggles, if you can win the first 5 minutes, maybe they question their confidence. Really wants to go after them. As you mentioned, that 1-3-1 zone early on. We'll see how NNU is able to handle the first 5 minutes of this game.
No question. They went back to their 2-3 zone that they're kind of known for. And we'll see where they get in the middle. Oh, nice pass.
Open look from Allen. Just misses it. Tough rebound. They're going to call it jump ball, as that's Christian Rose and Jake O'Neal to get tied up down below.
That's a great possession. You get a paint touch and a straight line kick out for an inside out three. You know, if you're Coach Rush, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, and when we talk about their offensive struggles, again, you know, Paul Rush is saying they're not getting good shots. That's a good shot right there. That shot, especially from True Allen, is eventually going to fall. Pass down low, poked away. Now the College of Idaho turns it over. Kobe Terashima going to push up. Attack the middle of the paint, drops it off to Gabe Murphy. He's going to dribble now. Back to the basket, looking for help. Going to go back out to Terashima. Tough shot. I believe it looked like that pass was deflected, or that shot was deflected, and now the Yotes push the other way. Down low, Robinette, bodies up by Gabe Murphy, goes up through contact. Great finish by him. He is in impeccable shape. Just a sophomore for the College of Idaho, as strong as ever. He is really going to have a nice career here in Caldwell.
Yeah, he's really focused on his body. He's been making sure he's working out like an animal. A lot of that is attributed to Jake O'Neal. Everybody's talking about how Jake is just a guy that is just so disciplined with his diet, so disciplined with his work ethic in the weight room. A great finish right there, by the way. But again, going back to Jake, just a kid that I know that is really changing the culture there and being a great example for the younger guys. Another nice paint touch by NNU right there, and a strong finish.
Drew Wyman for 3. Misses long. Gabe Murphy with the rebound. You know, Gabe Murphy, by the way, we'll talk about him really quick. He suffered a sprained ankle on the final play of regulation in the first game, had a massive block that sent that game to overtime. Missed 2 games. He's back now. Told me today he's about 95%. Well, at 95%, he had 21 and 14 in the last game, but you can see him maybe limping a little bit right now.
He's limping a little bit too.
That is something to keep an eye on. They need Gabe Murphy tonight.
in order to try to get a game here in Caldwell. We're tied early, 4-4 all. We're back at the J.A. Albertsons Activity Center after this. Hey, we got underway so quickly. Just wanted to pass along the starting lineups. Kobe Terashima, True Allen, Christian Rose, Yaru Harvey, and Gabe Murphy all in the starting five for NNU. It has been the same starting five pretty much all season. As for the College of Idaho, it has literally been the same starting five for them all season. You know, at this point in time, following the first media timeout, we're going to see the College of Idaho go to their bench because they love to do that. But this is, I mean, I know we're only so many games into the season, but I really feel that Colby Blaine has found a nice mixture, a nice rhythm with his team and his rotations already, and we're barely a month into the season.
Depth. Depth is the key, especially if you're trying to make it deep into the national tournament. I mean, you're playing 30, 35 games. You've got to have depth. Plus, like injuries, anything that comes your way, you can sustain winning culture by just having great depth.
From the corner, NNU misses it just long. Again, not a bad look. Biggie
nice
Bergerson with the offensive rebound misses, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds off of Charles Elzy. That was Timothy Tankley that missed the corner three, got in there to try to contend for the miss by Bergerson, and is able to score his team another possession down low. Simply effort right there by NNU. True Allen going to inbound it from the baseline with 18 on the shot clock. Ball poked away by Charles Elzy, one of the best defenders you will see in the Cascade Collegiate Conference this year.
Biggie looks a little banged up as well right now. I know he's coming off an injury as well, and there's some contact on that previous play, and I think he'll be all right. He's getting moving around a little bit better, but golly, he's getting banged around a little bit out here.
Yeah, we know that we know that College of Idaho likes to run zone. Biggie might be one of the more important guys in this game for NNU because he's one of their best shooters. How about that? Another offensive possession for the Nighthawks.
That's going to be a big key for them, making sure that they keep crashing the boards.
10 on the shot clock. Biggie going to drive in. True Allen going to take it now. A contested shot, misses bad. Gabe Murphy up with the offensive rebound. Lays it in off the glass. That's what you get out of Gabe Murphy.
On that possession, I think they had 3 opportunities. Hustle plays are going to help you win basketball games, especially this competitive.
I just mentioned Colby Blaine really wanted to really stress the first 5 minutes of this. Well, right now, after 5 minutes, NNU leads. The Nighthawks have to feel good about that.
Yeah, no question about it. They're making some real tough plays, especially on the offensive glass.
A couple substitutions, Tyler Robinette, Charles Elzy going to check out. Paul Wilson, as well as a guy that College of Idaho is really excited about, Maji Morgan, the younger brother of, really a College of Idaho legend, Manny Morgan, who's now on staff here at the College of Idaho coaching. Stratton Rogers dribbles it back down low. Wow, nice little move there going baseline for the layup.
Notice how they were guarding Strat right there. They're giving him a lot of space. He's going to have to be aggressive off the bounce, or he's going to have to jump up and shoot that thing.
Gabe Murphy hands it off. True Allen loses the dribble. Johnny Radford on the floor. We're going to have another tie-up. Possession arrow goes to NNU. Actually, check that. Excuse me. They ended up calling the foul on that.
Now they call it kick.
Oh, kick. Okay, thank you. kickball, all right.
Nothing better than a good, hard physical game when they're letting them play tonight. We'll see what's going to happen. It's going to be fun.
Johnny Radford, number 5 for College of Idaho, coming off the bench. He is their leading scorer. Such a unique team. The Yotes bring their leading scorer, their leading rebounder, and their leading assist guy off the bench. That has to be a one of one in the country. Tough shot down low. Yaru Harvey going to go to the free throw line.
Harvey's doing a great job defensively on Johnny as well, not giving him any space to go around those screens. And that's because Johnny's a great shooter, like you mentioned. He can really light it up, and if you give him any space, he's going to get 3 out of it. So that was a great job. Harvey on the last 2 possessions done a great job defensively.
You know, NNU hasn't shot the ball really well this season, but one thing they have been able to do is get to the free throw line. And a big reason why they've been able to still, win some games despite the fact that they have struggled to shoot it. But this is the guy right here that I know Paul Rush feels really good about. Yaru Harvey, a Portland transfer. He's only a sophomore. Definitely a guy that they're going to be able to build around. Needs to get more comfortable attacking. We saw him do that right there, but this is a kid that at the end of the day, Paul Rush believes could score like 12 to 15 points per game for them, average right around 4 assists. If you compare that to his current numbers, he's only averaging, 9 points, 1 assist per game. So he's definitely capable of contributing more as he gets more comfortable, but Paul Rush feels really good about him. Radford thought about it, going to swing it back around. Now he's going to pull the trigger. In and out. He has such a quick release.
Oh, so much confidence. He believes he can make every shot out there. Give him an inch, he's going to take it.
He was the leading scorer for the College of Idaho when they picked up a victory 2 weeks ago in Nampa. That is a rare victory, by the way, for the Yotes. Despite all their success, NNU has been really good at defending their home court in this rivalry. Prior to that victory 2 weeks ago by the College of Idaho, NNU had won 5 straight against their rivals on their home floor.
Another paint touch by True. Inside-out kick-out. Those are the shots they're going to take, then you knock them down.
Stratton Rogers creates another scoring opportunity as he's able to tip that one, but the bounce pass down low. Might have been a kick ball right there. NNU going to get away with it. And now True Allen dribbles up looking for his first points of the game. Goes right into the paint. The floater just misses. Ball hits the end line. It's going to stay with NNU. True Allen going to check out along with Timothy Tinkley. You can almost see that True Allen and Paul Rushford, you see them mouthing to each other, it's going to fall, it's going to fall. He's had a couple of nice looks, just hasn't had one fall yet. Two-three zone from the Yotes. They're going to give it to Gabe Murphy in the high post. Pass down low, deflected out of bounds, turnover NNU.
It was a nice cut. Just got to deliver the pass, connecting those passes. Again, turnovers. They're going to kill you if you got to take advantage of every possession.
Almost 8 minutes in, NNU leads 7-6. Pass down low, Stratton Rogers with his second bucket of the game. He's a guy that doesn't score a ton for this team, but has really made a big jump in his play here as a sophomore. A really good rebounder. Only plays 20 minutes a game, averaging 10 boards a game. Leads the team.
He is an absolute elite rebounder. I've watched several games this year, and every time I watch him, I am so impressed with his ability to pursue the basketball. It's incredible.
Well, that last rebound gave the College of Idaho a lead. They're up 1. 11:52 to go in the first half. One of the best days of the year in the Treasure Valley is nearly upon us. KTVB is pleased to present a special day of giving that provides for the hungry and the homeless all year. Join us this Saturday starting at 8 a.m. for 7 Cares Idaho Shares. We will be live at Albertson Stadium and Valley locations to take your donations. That's Saturday from 8 to noon on KTVB, Idaho's News Channel 7. Again, one of my favorite days of the year. We sprinkle that in along with sports and the holidays. It is the best. Speaking of the best, few are better than that guy right there in the huddle, Colby Blaine. His 5th season as the head coach at the College of Idaho has already racked up 106 wins. And if you take out that awkward COVID season, they have just contended for national championship year after year after year. And the one thing I think is cool about Colby, he doesn't hide it anymore. That's the goal. It is well known amongst his players, within his program, on campus, across the Treasure Valley, obviously on Channel 7. He's not afraid to talk about the expectations. They want to win a national championship, and it seems like this is the team that might be the closest they can get yet.
I think that one of the big things for him is he's just trying to provide the very, very best experience in the country. That's one of his #1 goals, as well as he feels like they will have success, they'll have a chance to win a national championship if they will create the greatest experience both on and off the court in the country.
Great defensive possession there by the Yotes as NNU is called for a shot clock violation there. But that's how he recruits, and it's interesting. I asked him, hey, Colby, how do you recruit so well? And he just has the same message. It's not complicated. He wants to create an awesome atmosphere. He wants unselfish players that don't necessarily care about, minutes or shots, but winning. And it actually simplifies it for him. He knows right away if he connects with the player and if the player is going to connect with his program. One of the guys that does connect with his program just fired a shot right there. Handren misses from 3. He's a guy that doesn't put up gaudy numbers, but really impacts the game in a number of ways. Can guard anywhere 1 through 5 really for this team.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Surrey just picks up another rebound. He's got 2 block shots. It's his length that can make such a big difference. As a 6'5" point combo guard that can play inside, outside, finish around the rim. He is so critical. Like you said, making all the game-winning plays.
Robinette misses a 3. Tough, aggressive rebound as Christian Rose goes up through contact.
Now, Jay, if you were going to tell me we were going to watch the Mayor's Cup 9.5 minutes into the game and there hasn't been a made 3,
wow,
I would have told you that you were not at the same game I was at. Maybe
we'll see if we got one here. Biggie misses long. Morgan going to push quickly up over half court, take it in transition, up off the window and in. He is so quick and can finish at the rim in a variety of ways.
He is really quick. Defensively, they got to corral him, keep him in front, and make him give that ball up.
He is young, so he is a little inconsistent at times. It was funny, a few games ago, turned the ball over a few too many times. Colby Blaine wanted to be kind of critical of him, looked at the stat sheet. He also had 10 assists. So even on a bad night, he is a guy that can really contribute at a young age for the Yotes.
A little bit of fire right here. Gotta like that. Yeah, Smaji's got a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, which is very unique for a freshman. Freshmen are usually known, especially with his quickness, they're going to get their assists, but his ability to set each other up, set up his teammates is elite.
You can see him right here, just attacking in transition.
Oh, yeah.
Made it look easy right there. Out of Eugene, Oregon, went to Churchill High School, was the 5A State Player of the Year his senior year. Averaging just over 8 points, a little over 5 assists, and a little over 1 steal per game. Only playing about 17 minutes, but man, does he pack his stat line with production off the bench. 6 on the shot clock. Drew Allen gonna have to get one off, loses it. Charles Elzy comes away with the steal. NNU was in trouble there regardless, but another turnover for the Nighthawks. Put Miller into the game. He can really shoot it, but misses that 3.
Great shooter. And that was a good shot. An open look.
Witt didn't play in the first game against NNU 2 weeks ago. With the redshirt freshman out of Boise High School in tonight. Another turnover for NNU. This is something that will drive Paul Rush crazy. He has been trying tirelessly to take that out of NNU's game, but still struggling. All things considered, NNU has played pretty good defensively.
Paul Rush is an absolute stud when it comes to teaching how hard to play, how competitive they're going to be. I mean, they're not going to back down. They're too well coached. They just, again, settle in and make a couple shots, take care of the basketball. That's going to be the difference maker here.
As Colby Blaine, what worries him, despite the fact that NNU has struggled a little bit this year, he said that Paul Rush has Paul Rush guys. They're going to play hard. They're going to fly around. They're going to defend. They're going to guard you. We've seen that so far this evening.
That was a nice post touch. Again, they're getting some good spots. They just got to finish their shots. They're going back to their 2-3 zone.
Ball off the backboard. Jake O'Neal corrals it. I think they were looking for Stratton Rogers on the alley-oop, but just wasn't there.
Yeah, well defended.
Yeah, a little bit of a low-scoring game, a defensive battle as both teams looking to connect here offensively.
Maybe we're looking back at that, what was it, 1933 game that you said was what, 24-16 or something like that?
23-16. That was the score the first time these two teams ever met. And believe it or not, we're not far off that pace right now. Really quick, we go to center court for a check presentation.
YMCA Strong Kids program as tonight's charity. Please direct your attention to center court, where Rob Carvel, Senior Vice President of United Heritage Insurance, has a special check presentation to Chris Sutherland, the Youth Director at the Caldwell YMCA. Fans, we also remind you that tonight is Donate a Dollar Night for the YMCA Strong Kids program. Going to the crowd right now are YMCA kids with basketballs.
Such a fun event. I love this thing. Clint, you know, due to COVID, we couldn't do this for 2 years. Last time we did the full season series back in 2019. I'm so happy that we were able to resume this because I absolutely love this. This is one of my favorite nights of the year. Obviously the one that's played at NNU as well. It's great. Small college basketball. It's an awesome atmosphere amongst two programs that really respect each other but love to go at it.
This is what, like you said, the community is amazing here, and this is what it's about when it comes to communities, right? You've got two schools that are, what, 15, 20 minutes apart.
Yep.
All these guys play pickup basketball all summer long. I guarantee you at some point in time, one of those guys has elbowed one of these guys in the face over the last 12 months, and they're going at it. You can tell they really want. I'll tell you, they're not shooting the ball well, but this sucker is competitive. These guys are playing so hard.
Yeah, I asked both coaches what they admire about each other, basically, and, you know, Paul Rush was telling me that the rivalry, you know, it has its pros and it has its cons. One of the negatives to it for him is that he wishes he could pick Colby's brain about things a little bit more. Like, he really respects Colby as a coach, went as far as to say that Colby is one of the best coaches in the West. He does such a good job. But it's tough to kind of bounce ideas off each other and collaborate when you have to play each other 2 times a year and in the 2-week window early in the season.
Well, I know these two guys are friends. They're going to have lunch together. They're going to have a breakfast together, except for these.
Just after these games are over, right?
Correct.
You know, as far as what Colby had to say about Paul, he just says that he runs the program the right way. He really admires how he teaches his players not just to play the game of basketball, but really how to live life. Gabe Murphy going to work down low, gets an offensive rebound. That's Tyler Robinette that gets a hand on the ball, pokes it loose, and then you're going to swing it around. Yaru's going to drive, loses the ball out of bounds over to the College of Idaho. Already 7 turnovers for NNU.
I'll tell you right now, with both of these coaches, if I had a son, I would have absolutely no hesitation to send in my son to play with either one of these gentlemen and know that they're going to come back as a better man. They're going to come and learn a lot, and both schools are phenomenal education-wise. It's a treat either both spots.
Both coaches trying to get things going offensively. NNU just 3 of 17 as a team. The College of Idaho 5 of 18, but 0 for 8 from 3. Not a single 3 has been made so far, and we are still shut out. Gabe Murphy goes down hard, trying to get that offensive rebound, and they're going to get Stratton Rogers on the foul. For the first time, you hear the Yotes fam kind of leaning into this one a little bit, booing that call. Looked pretty fair to me. Stratton Rogers going to go to the bench. Drew Wyman going to check in for the College of Idaho. Drew Wyman, last game, 14 points, had the game-winning bucket. I should say game-clinching bucket in overtime. Was shut out in the first half, and then you mix up what they did on him in the second half, and Drew really made him pay all 14 of his points in the second half and overtime.
I know Drew's been struggling with some health stuff. Just he's been sick.
Yeah, he's had a sinus infection that just kind of lingered around.
Oh, nice cut. Oh, 3 seconds in the key.
And then it seems like they're close. They have made progress in terms of how they're operating on offense from what we saw 2 weeks ago, but it's just not showing up on the scoreboard at the moment.
Either one of these teams at this pace, if they can just knock down a couple shots, they're going to bust this thing open. It'd be nice to see both of them knocking down a bunch of shots, because that would be really fun. Nice take.
Charles Elty, one of the quickest players in the country. NNU tries to close out. He blows right by him and one.
I think one of the things, too, why we're seeing a little bit of lack of shooting is, I know for College of Idaho, I saw a stat, they have played 9 games in 17 days.
Yep.
That does not happen in college basketball. And for NNU, they have been playing with injuries, and they just came off of a 2-game stint as well. I mean, I think there's probably a little bit of a legs issue going on as well.
Health-wise, for NNU, this might be more adversity than they battle all season trying to get healthy. As for the College of Idaho, you bring up the fact, 9 games in 17 days, 10 games in 20 total days. But this is something that Colby Blaine wanted to embrace. He said that he didn't shy away from it, because if you want to win a national championship, you have to win a lot of games in a short amount of time. This is a test that he wants to throw at his team, and so far they're passing it because they've won 7 straight. Tinkley misses the 3, LZ with the rebound.
But again, they connected some great passes there. There was good motion, there was patience, and it wasn't a bad shot.
Morgan pull-up, rolls it off the front end of the iron and in. Now all of a sudden the College of Idaho finding some rhythm and success on offense. Drew Allen going to go into the lane, up through contact. He'll go to the free throw line. Something that he is really, really good at doing, averaging almost 8 free throw attempts per game.
I'll tell you right there, I think Samaje maybe just got a little overextended in his pressure, and it allowed Drew, who's very, very quick, to get downhill on him, and then it puts his other help side defenders in some trouble.
I asked Colby Blaine, how do you keep Drew Allen off the free throw line? He kind of laughed and said, well, there's not really a game plan for it, other than just try not to let him get into the paint. He's so good at dribbling up, creating contact, that he just wears out a path to the free throw line. Last game against the College of Idaho, he had 18 points. Only was 4 of 16 from the field, but was 8 of 10 from the free throw line. There, he finally gets his first point of the game. We'll see if that gets him going.
Hopefully that'll settle him in, The Allen family is an awesome family. Dad played football at University of Idaho. Brother played at University of Idaho and plays professionally now. And Mom Sonia is the one that runs the whole family. She's incredible. She's the sweetest woman you'll ever meet in your life.
It's kind of a reoccurring theme with moms in basketball families, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Terashima family, the Bergerson family.
Absolutely. No, 100%. You're
the Horniman family. That's kind of different.
No, seriously, it's crazy. The moms are the ones that are keeping all of everybody in check.
Yeah.
Keep the egos in check, keep them humble. But I'll tell you right now, like I said, great basketball family, great family just in general. I love the Allens. They're incredible.
Gabe with his back to the basket. That's an area where he's starting to grow a little bit. Not maybe like the strongest part of his game, but a nice little touch right around the rim there. And finally, we cross almost the 16-minute mark here in the first half. NNU crosses double figures on the scoreboard. Nice little move down low by Jake O'Neal, showing off the physicality.
The last couple possessions, NNU's been really patient. They've got a good bucket in paint or something good going at the basket. When you're not shooting the ball, there's another one. When you're not shooting the ball well, that's what you got to do right there.
Blaine's done a good job on not making anything easy on Terashima. Even dribbling it up over the half court, constant pressure. Gabe Murphy's going to get a chance to go to the free throw line. He is one of the coolest success stories since I've been in the Treasure Valley when it comes to the college basketball scene. Coach Resch says that this guy has exceeded all expectations. He still has room to grow, but he has made phenomenal improvement. It's funny, when he goes back home and like his old coaches see him, they hardly recognize him because of how much he's grown and how much he's developed. You know, coming out of junior high, he had a couple of hip surgeries. He was really overweight. But, I mean, look at him now. He has really gotten himself into peak physical condition. And not only will you meet like a better athlete, you won't meet a nicer human than Gabe Murphy. Always greets you with a smile.
I was just going to say that. If you would have told me that Gabe Murphy, because I saw him the first day he came on campus, was going to look like that, what we're seeing right now, I would have told you, are you kidding me? But he is one of the nicest people. I know that everybody on campus just loves him. Just a great kid.
Kobe Terashima over into the corner. They'll swing it around now. Back to Terashima. Ball poked away. Who's going to come up with it? Paul Wilson corrals it. Maji Morgan over to Radford. He's scoreless so far. He is the College of Idaho's leading scorer. Morgan thinks about it, going to instead pull it back out. 19 on the shot clock, still plenty of time. Now Morgan rises and fires. Ball rattles out, Murphy with another rebound.
We have 3.5 minutes left. Are we still 3-point less?
Yes, we are.
I'm pretty sure that there's still not a 3-ball on the board.
Pretty incredible. Allen just can't get it to fall. Wilson with the rebound.
That was a strong rebound by Wilson. But another good look. That was right in the cylinder.
O'Neal guarded by Bergerson. Now he's going to float it up over Gabe Murphy. Gets it to fall.
One thing to notice defensively, they're playing Johnny Radford so tight, which they should, but it's making it a 4-on-4 game, and there's a lot more space for guys to drive, post, play a little bit more in space. That's what happens when you get an elite shooter. Hey, first
Kobe
one.
Terashima knocks down a deep three. It took almost 17.5 minutes, but we have our first 3-point field goal in the game. That had to feel good for Kobe.
And that was a confident stroke.
Yes. Morgan going to answer back. Back-to-back threes. There we go.
It was only a matter of time. From unlikely guys. I'm not saying that Samaje and Kobe can't shoot it, but they don't look to shoot it very much.
There are more likely guys on each roster.
Correct.
Man,
nice deep post touch right there.
Oh, a travel on Gabe Murphy. And that will take us to our final media timeout of the first half. Things finally picking up a little bit offensively. The College of Idaho's lead out to 7. Morgan knocking down the three. Back underway here inside the J.A. Albertsons Activity Center. Colby Blaine drawing up some success for his team offensively over the last few minutes. they've heated up a little bit. 10 of 23 overall. A lot of that damage been done in the paint. 18 of the College of Idaho's 21 points have come down in the paint. They're also outscoring the NNU bench 11-0. That's typical, though, for this College of Idaho team.
And I'll tell you, both teams right now, this is a real chess match that's going on. I mean, both teams defensively are changing up their looks. They're trying very, very hard to take away the other team's biggest strengths. And that's where some of these other guys are going to step up, like Kobe hitting a three, like Smaje hitting a three. It's just going to be one of those games because these coaches, they know each other well. They've played against each other recently. And they, again, they come through with some really solid game plans every single time out.
Teams have been playing a lot of basketball, like you said. NNU, they've dropped 4 out of their last 5, but they are coming off a victory last Saturday against Western Oregon. They had 4 players finish in double figures. They were led by Gabe Murphy, who had 21 and 14 in that game. Trying to get another win here, as that's Drew Lyman that comes in. Nice little paint touch there, an easy floater for him, and all of a sudden, the College of Idaho lead out to 9. The largest lead of the game for the Yotes, just over a minute to go before halftime. Nice take by True Allen. Better defense by Jake O'Neal.
Jake showing his strength, holding his ground.
I'm just saying, I think that Jake chose the right athletic career. He tried dabbling in golf at Boise State.
Now, I'm not much of a golfer, but how far can Jake O'Neal hit the ball?
About as far as that three from the corner from Mason Machado. I'm going to guess pretty far.
Yes.
Nice cut baseline. Jake O'Neal up and under. It falls. He falls. He's going to the free throw line for a three-point play.
That was a heck of a finish with his left hand. I'm not sure if I saw the contact here, but maybe it's just because he's inside the charge circle. But I can tell you right now, that's a heck of a finish.
He is, I mean, I don't know if it's right to call him a sneaky athlete or not, but I just remember getting my introduction to Jake O'Neal at the college level last year. First game I showed up, they threw him like a half court or like a quarter court alley-oop. He finished it, and I was like, well, this is the highlight of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible. Knocks down the free throw, the lead back out to 9 for the College of Idaho. A lot of dribbling. Harvey, he gets contact, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
Did a good job of using that ball screen, though, and putting pressure on the rim. I'll tell you, again, you had already mentioned this. These guys do a great job of getting to the free throw line. And right now, again, if you're struggling from the perimeter, it's a nice place to go where there's nobody guarding you. Get a couple freebies.
Harvey with just a single point in this game, 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Misses that one short. Paul Rush said he's got the capacity to be a better player than where he's at the moment. He's continuing to get more comfortable, but a reason why he recruited him out of Portland, he said that this guy fits our culture and our team really well. Whether it be character, work ethic, academics, he's an engineering major. He's going to be a big part of NNU's future. Been a big part of what they've done tonight so far as he hits the second free throw.
There's something really interesting. There's essentially 1 possession left for Cole, and I'm curious, there's several fouls to get for NNU, so there's something interesting on how they're going to, again, as they call it timeout, how the chess match here is going to go.
Only 3 team fouls for NNU. College of Idaho has 8. So we take a timeout here. You know, Kobe was talking about managing the ebbs and flows of the game a little bit better. Last game against NNU, the Yotes got up 10 on 2 different occasions. And as we all know, that game went to overtime. Said he wanted to use his timeouts a little bit better to quell any potential runs by NNU. I don't know if he's necessarily had to do that so far today, but he did say that that's an area where he was concerned tonight and was looking to grow a little bit with this team.
Well, I'll tell you right now, again, come towards the end of this game, and it's a 8-10 point game. know NNU's going to turn up the pressure. They're going to run and jump. They're going to try and create some turnovers, and that's where that maturity comes in. And you and I have talked about this. Not a senior on this roster for College of Idaho. So there's some kids that are some young guys that are going to have to show some maturity, under some duress.
They have this beautiful blend of youth yet experience, because a lot of their guys are having to play a lot at a young age. But hey, not a single senior on the roster. Technically, maybe Charles Elsie could be considered one, but he still has eligibility remaining due to COVID. So they got a really talented team this year, and if they can find a way to bring it all back next year, my goodness. Elsie guarded by Allen, slips a little bit over to the corner. Jake O'Neal's going to drive, leave it for Paul Wilson. He can't miss the bunny, or he does miss the bunny.
And that's a bad foul.
Bad foul.
94 feet from the basket for Odell 101.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh. What do you call it? Jump ball. They call it a jump ball. Interesting.
Gabe Murphy can't believe it. Paul Rush doesn't like it. Paul Wilson gets away with it. What do you think, Clint?
I'm going to go with maybe that was a foul, or just a no call, And here's the deal: the reality is that it's still NNU possession. I know Paul is going to drop something really good right here. Let's see if they can get themselves an open look and knock this sucker down.
This is a team that has high expectations this year, and they're having to learn on the fly at the moment. They're coming off a season a year ago where they went 12-9 overall, but COVID kind of limited some games. In GNAC play, they were 10-5. They had their they finished in second place in the GNAC, which was their best ever in that league. This year, they were picked to finish in second place in the preseason poll. They even received a few first-place votes. So with Gabe Murphy and True Allen both winding up on the preseason All-GNAC team, once they figure it out, this team's going to be dangerous. They're just trying to do it on the fly and in a hurry. Paul Rush was telling me today, kind of joking, he prays that it's sooner than later. I get why.
Getting Jalen Fox back is going to be a big deal for him, too.
Big deal.
Having that kind of experience and another explosive veteran guard is going to be a big deal for them.
Been out all season with an injury. They do expect him back in a month or so. True Allen, loses it, picks it back up, lays it in, and that is how the first half will end. True Allen getting his first bucket. I think the NNU wanted a little bit more out of that, maybe a trip to the free throw line. But the refs swallow the whistle on that play. It is what it is. True Allen finally gets his first bucket. We'll toss it over to Brady Frederick in his Mayor's Cup debut with Kobe Blaine.
Here with Coach Blaine. Coach, nobody was hitting shots at the beginning of this game, but you guys started to explode offensively towards the midway through the first half. What did you guys clean up on offense?
We got to pass the ball. We're passing and holding. They're changing their defense every possession. If we don't move the ball, we're not going to find any open shots.
What are you excited about so far of how the start you've gotten off to defensively?
Well, we're holding them to 40 points on the game. I would like to think we could win a game if we can hold them to 40, but right now we got to be better on offense.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll see you after the break.
Brady, we appreciate it. Colby was telling me, hey, if he can keep NNU below 60, he loves his chances tonight, and they're on pace to keep them well below 60 at the half. The College of Idaho leads 26-20. We're back after this. Football team trails by 6 on the scoreboard, but here at halftime, the Nighthawks softball team trying to knock off the Yotes softball team. Hey, each year the United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup helps benefit the Caldwell Family YMCA. A group of College of Idaho players recently visited the Y to mentor youth kids from Canyon County. Here's a look.
So today we're here just playing with the kids, just coming out here, just hanging out with them and just having a good time with them.
We're out here hanging out with the kids, getting involved in the community, having a good time, letting them know who we are.
Just having someone they can look up to and just be kind of like a mentor. They don't get this all the time, so it's really cool to just come out and like be able to build a relationship with them and see how they look up to us and we can like impact the community in that way.
They're superheroes to these kids. And I talked to the teams before they came in and talked to them about how they could literally change the trajectory of a child's life just by spending some time and getting to know them.
I think it's a huge part of building up dreams, getting to see that it is possible, being a local guy, for them knowing that they can go to school here and then also go and play college sports or go to college in general. It's very full circle because I remember being a youngin' one time playing in this gym, playing open runs, just hanging out, having a good time, and now coming out here, being a part of my community, being a college athlete and getting to give back to where I once was.
Yeah, that's always the goal, just to really inspire these kids and show them that we're able to do it and they're able to do it as well. When I was little, I looked up at like people just in college, playing college sports, getting that education, and like to have that role model, someone to like look up to and kind of mold your life after and like try to aspire to be like them. I just think it's important to give them that.
Just thank you to United Heritage for supporting the kids in our community and supporting the student athletes. And thank you to C of I and NNU for putting on a great match, the oldest basketball rivalry in the state. We're glad to be part of it.
I mean, I don't know how that doesn't give you goosebumps. I mean, this is a cyclical thing. These players once were kids that were inspired by these players, and now they are those guys that are the role models for these kids. We're going to let this dodgeball game continue to play out between the softball teams. We are back at halftime here at the Johnson Sports Center, at the J.A. Albertsons Activity Center after the break.
Heritage Insurance and Jim Everett, president of the College of Idaho. We'll start with you, Rob. What does it mean to be representing a great storied rivalry between these two teams?
Well, I tell you what, Brady, it's a big, huge deal for us. As a company, we started in Nampa over 80 years ago, and so it's right in Canyon County. We got 2 institutions that are here in Canyon County, and so it's huge for us to support this community the way we do, and we've always loved doing this. We're more than 20 years into this event, and we wish to continue it for the years to come.
Absolutely. You talked about 2 great teams here within Canyon County. It was a crazy atmosphere last week. What are you expecting to see from the crowd tonight?
I'm expecting exactly the same thing. I mean, that was a crazy game a few weeks ago. I said 10 minutes before the end of the game it was going to overtime. It did. I'm hoping that we don't have the overtime tonight, but I am hoping for a good competitive game.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go over to you, Jim. Great start so far to the season for the College of Idaho Yotes. Let's talk about the head coach. Colby Blaine has done incredible things for this program. I mean, what does he mean to this athletic program as a whole?
Colby's huge. I mean, the culture he's built here. Only team in the country to have won 30 or more games the last 4 full seasons at any level. So I love that. It's great to win, but what's great is these student athletes, this is what it's about. Every one of these kids, they're students. The emphasis on students, pre-med, pre-law. They're going to go on and be great leaders in their community. We've got a storied tradition here. Elgin Baylor played in this rivalry. You know, best basketball player in the world at one time. So it's a long tradition. We love the competition. NNU is a great program. Paul Rush is doing great things at NNU. We've got 2 great character coaches. That's what it's about, building great young men. And United Heritage, we love this partnership with them. And co-president, by the way, the other co-president played basketball here at the College of Idaho, Doug Brigham.
All right, well, thank you. And with NNU and C of I, 2 great basketball programs, how great is it for these student athletes and their communities to be represented on a televised broadcast once again, as we've had before COVID kind of shut all that down?
That's huge. They don't get to play on, you know, we're not NCAA Division I, so they don't get to play on TV very often. So big deal for them. And this game, every time a team can go up by 20, don't rest, because it'll by the end of the game it's going to be. That's why my hair's gray. I came here, my hair wasn't gray.
All right, well, thank you both. We'll be right back after this.
You know, it's pretty crazy after a slow start to that one. We had more points scored in the final 5 minutes of that half than we did in the first 15 minutes of the first half between the College of Idaho and NNU. Right now, the Yotes up 6. Some highlights from the first half. This is kind of the play for the College of Idaho that got the scoring started. True freshman Maji Morgan with a team high 7 points. There's 2 of them. They go the other way here. Jake O'Neal with a tough finish down low, Clint.
His concentration on that was pretty incredible. I didn't know if he was going to the floor hard.
Hey, how about this? Kobe Terashima, named after Kobe Bryant, stepping into that shot like Kobe. A lot of confidence.
That was from about 30. That was.
And then you want to talk about confidence. We'll see if that gets True Allen scoring. That was his very first bucket of the game, and it came right as almost time expired. He is their leading scorer. Missed his first 7 shots before getting that one to fall. A look at the team numbers. Hey, there is a 6-point differential on the scoreboard and the stats that matter, but looking at this, it would suggest that NNU would be down by even more than 6. Not the case. With that in mind, NNU has to feel good about themselves. Coming up next, we start the second half with Paul Rush's thoughts. That and more next from the J.A. Albertson Activity Center after the break. Away. Brady Frederick just caught up with NNU head coach Paul Rush.
Yeah, Jake Clinton. Coach Rush was in a rush to get back out onto the court, but he did have time for 3 words for me about what his message to the team was. You might guess it, make more shots. We've seen them channeling the ball through the high post tonight. They are getting a little bit better looks, but from outside they just have not been hitting. But I will tell you, the energy of these guys on the bench, they are very excited about the defense they're playing, and that's keeping them locked in on this game. We'll go back to you two.
Thanks a lot, Brady. You know, that was something that I was talking with Coach Rush about. You know, last year's Boise State basketball team, they weren't as gifted offensively as maybe some of other Leon Rice's teams, but they really embraced the defense mentality by labeling their games brick fights. They wanted to reduce games to like 2 or 3 possessions, and at the end of the game, they would beat you in those 2 or 3 possessions. They were really, really good at that, and NNU so far tonight has been able to lean on their defense maybe more than they have in years past.
You know, there's a lot of different ways to win basketball games, right? And I think that the style that they're playing with is a style that's going to work for them this season. You know, they're going to have to grit some of these games out, and they're going to have games where they just light it up and they play a little faster. But as you notice, like the last possession, when they ran that all the way down to the last second of the shot clock, and literally it's a last second shot because they're trying to find that perfect shot and not let it get away with them with something quick with a long rebound.
So does the perfect shot exist?
Right now, I don't know.
Jake O'Neal up over the top, another block for him.
Both Tyler and Jake went over to, you know, eliminate that shot.
Kind of blocked by the ref there as he's going across. Heck of a defensive play. NNU going to stay with it here as we give you another look. Great defense by the Yotes. 6 on the shot clock. Harvey from 3.
Now, he stepped into that shot. That one looked good the whole way.
Good rotation and all. You could tell that one was going down. Back to a 3-point game. This is a lot of what we saw in the first go-around between these two teams. The C of I was able to build a lead, and then you would fight their way back in, and then all of a sudden, we were near even on the scoreboard. Nice little mid-range jumper there from Charles Elzy. Jake O'Neal into the scorer's table for a second time tonight.
I was going to say, is he starting off both halves by just diving on top of us?
I know you know a lot of these kids from the AAU days. Maybe getting back at you for some of the conditioning that you made him do at some point in time. Another look at that Charles Elzy jumper. Good. Harvey's spin move. Looked good. Couldn't get it to finish off the front of the rim. Jake O'Neal over to Robinette. Guarded by Murphy. Out to Handren. Back over to Elzy. Thinks about it. Tosses it back over to Handren. An open look for 3 from O'Neal. In and out, Terashima with the rebound. And there goes True Allen back to the free throw line.
He just has a knack for just getting into the other opponent's body. So he finds them and he's attacking them.
Clint, do you know Jarrell Root?
I do.
Figured he did. Former Boise State football player. Does a lot for high school sports in the Treasure Valley. When Paul Rush was coaching at Capitol High School, Jarrell Root was on his staff. Now, something Jarrell did was he gave everybody on the team a nickname, right?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's something that Paul Rush has taken with him from Capitol High School and done here at NNU. Now, knowing Jarrell and the character he is, I'm assuming he had some pretty creative nicknames. The reason why I'm telling this story is Paul Rush brought it up because when True Allen arrived on campus, he gave him the nickname, Big Shot Allen. He's a guy that you want taking big shots for you in ball games. I will say a rare couple of misses for Allen at the free throw line. But despite the fact he struggles to shoot, they'll believe in him late in games. O'Neal goes up over the back of Allen for the foul.
I can guarantee you this, if Jarrell was here, everybody in this building would know he's here, where he's sitting, and what he's doing, trust me.
And that's saying something because this place is packed tonight.
Correct.
Always an awesome atmosphere at the J.A. Albertsons Activity Center, and as you can see right there, the sideline gate, that is something new. Trying to contain the Yote fam and keep them off the court clearly, but it also gives them a nice little mechanism to bang on and increase the volume here inside the J.A. Albertsons Activity Center.
I'll tell you what though, that was another good possession where it was a good look where he was stepping into his shot. The guys are going to be able to knock those down.
Looks like that's Gabe Murphy that's going to get whistled for the foul on the rebound.
No, there's really nobody in foul trouble at this moment, which I know in the last game was a factor.
Yeah, especially for the College of Idaho. Both Tyler Robinette and Jake O'Neal got into foul trouble early in that game. I will say this, that is something that was on the top of Colby Blaine's mind. He said, hey, if a guy like Tyler Robinette gets in a foul or picks up an early foul, I want to sit him because I want him in the second half of this game. But so far, yeah, you're right. Both teams navigating foul trouble pretty effortlessly so far.
He right there got to the spot. He loves that mid-range jump shot.
Hey, that's kind of where Drew Wyman is dangerous, right? Oh, nice take by True Allen, the up and under finish, pushing quickly.
I was just going to say that. That is the second time on either a made basket or a rebound where they have really pushed the ball. I mean, like, Kobe's getting on the sideline, and they are sprinting down the sideline with True. And I'll tell you right now, if you give True that kind of space, he's going to make a play.
Well, True Allen with his second bucket of the night, up to 5 points. The foul going the other way on Charles Elzy. I can tell, you can feel we got an awesome second half coming. Right now, the Yotes still lead by 5 here inside the J.A. Albertsons Activity Center. We are going to keep it here, though, and take it to center court for another check presentation.
Director Regan Rossi with a check for C of I's participation in this year's United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup. The College of Idaho and Northwest Nazarene University thank Rob and all the employees at United Heritage Insurance for their continued support of the United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup.
Another close game in the second half. Like, where have we seen this before, right? Well, I don't know, every time in this game.
Yes.
Whether it came to like the first go around this year or the both games last year, College of Idaho has led four straight games in this rivalry at halftime. And well, we all know that NNU swept last year's series. They forced overtime last game. I think that they felt so good about themselves, talking about the College of Idaho, that after the game they kind of realized they were 50 seconds away from actually losing 2 weeks ago to the NNU, despite the fact that NNU didn't play awesome. So I guarantee you right now inside the huddle, it's probably what Colby Blaine is reminding his team right now.
Well, I'll tell you right now, both teams are battling so hard. I mean, NNU knows they're right in this game. There's absolutely right now, they're just trying to figure out, again, what's going to bring it home for them, what kind of lineup's going to work for them. And again, I think they found a little bit of something there where they've had Kobe and True running the sideline and getting the ball up the court as fast as possible. It's worked 2 out of the last 3 or 4 possessions.
Right. We'll see if NNU can kind of push tempo and get True Allen going. I did want to talk about that Drew Wyman jumper, though, too. That's kind of like in the free flow of an offense when he's just kind of is able to find his own shot. That's kind of where he's the most dangerous guy in this offense.
And it's a couple things. He can really elevate. You know, he can elevate and he can knock down shots. He's good in the post. He's good in the mid post. And again, his sweet spot's getting in the middle of that court, jumping up, and he can really elevate. He's hard to get, hard to get to his shot, and he shoots it at a high percentage.
Maybe the surprise of this game so far, the fact that Johnny Radford, who just checked in for the College of Idaho, still scoreless. He's the leading scorer on this team, averaging over 15 points per game, and he is a marksman. He can really shoot it with confidence. Allen back out to Bergerson for a 3. Misses short, Radford the rebound. Now the College of Idaho will run. Radford pulls it out to Robinette. Elsie on Allen, the bounce pass to O'Neal, back to Elsie, 12 on the shot clock. Ball poked away.
That was a possession where the ball was really sticky, kind of what Colby was talking about. They got to get the ball moving side to side if they want to get open looks.
NNU 3 of 11 from 3 in this game. Biggie Bergerson, one of their best shooters on the floor. Harvey can get it going. In this case, they'll go inside to Murphy, who gets fouled. I know you and Paul Rush are good friends. I just saw him turn back to you. Could you interpret what he was saying?
He said, "You got anything that can help him score?"
Now this will help.
Yes.
Getting Gabe Murphy touches, especially in the paint, will help.
Well, and again, it's okay. Like this is going to come around, but what he's talking about is they execute their play right there perfectly. Biggie, their best shooter, arguably their best shooter, gets an open 3 at the top of the key and misses it. There's nothing more that you can do, from an offensive standpoint. The ball's going to fall. It's got to, right? These are great players. I've seen Biggie. He's a local guy. I've seen him make 1 million 3-pointers. Like, it's coming in this direction. It's just a matter of time.
I can tell you, because he's actually has at least 3 threes in each of his last 3 games. None tonight so far, but you feel that it's going to happen at some point in time. In the meantime, it's still only a 3-point game. Maji from mid-range, very good.
Colby was running the set right there. It didn't really work out, but the guys moved the ball a little bit and got an open look.
Colby Blaine told me this today when it comes to Maji Morgan's game. I don't know if there's a team in the country that can beat us if he's connecting on his plays. He has supreme confidence in his team. And I kind of called him out on that. I was like, Colby, there's not a lot of head coaches that talk like you talk in terms of like expressing publicly the confidence in your team. And he said, hey, I know when I have a good team and I kind of want to enjoy it. He feels like he really has a special group of guys. Jake O'Neal into a sea of NNU bodies, draws the contact, going to get to the free throw line.
That was one of those where I think Jake got kind of a little off balance and they said, all right, I'm just going. I'm going. Let's see what happens. Right there, he just said, I'm going to the rim. Pretty good verticality by Gabe right there. Well, he might have been inside of the charge circle. I couldn't see that part of it. That's part of the, you know, I coach a lot of high school basketball, and they don't have a charge circle, so sometimes I forget to even look at the ground.
Jake in the last game against NNU had 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting, pulled down 8 rebounds in 25 minutes before pulling out. Really right aligned with his season average of 8 points and 8 rebounds. Also averaging a little over assists per game as he hits a couple of free throws there to push the College of Idaho lead out to 7. Jake O'Neal with 7 points.
Well, and I'll tell you right now, Jake is an elite rebounder as well. We talked a little bit about Strat and how well he rebounds the ball, but Jake can really rebound that basketball. I mean, I'll tell you right now, between him, this lineup right here, you can look out there. They have some guys that can just go flat out, go get the ball and hit the rim. With Tyler Robinette and Jake and Strat.
Harvey tries to dribble in, loses it. An NNU turnover. Radford over to Stratton. Pulls it down, lays it up and in. A 9-point advantage for the College of Idaho. I think if you're NNU, this is kind of where you worry too. As Morgan applies pressure on Harvey, creating the over and back.
Look at Coach Blaine going nuts. I love it.
Speaking directly to the Yote fam, trying to get them into it. We are going to have a timeout on the floor by NNU, and you can see the replay here. Beautiful take by Stratton Rogers. He has 6 points tonight. Again, the Yotes pushing their lead back out to 9. It's also KTVB, a special day of giving that provides for the hungry and homeless all year long. Join us this Saturday morning, starting at 7 a.m. for 7 Cares Idaho Shares. We will be live at Albertson Stadium and Valley locations to take your donations. That's Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon on KTVB, Idaho's News Channel 7. And for more information on that, make sure you check out KTVB.com. You can find out everything that you need to know. Just a moment ago, we had ourselves a 3-point game, a couple of turnovers and a couple of buckets by the Yotes, and now they have tied their largest lead of the game at 9 with 13.5 minutes remaining in round 2 of the 2022 United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup.
Right now, Kobe Terashima has got to help them make a play. As the old seasoned veteran in a situation where the crowd's been going kind of crazy, he's got to settle them in. And whether it's him making the shot or setting somebody up, I think it's time for him to go step up and make a big-time play here. Maybe something defensively, we get a deflection or something.
Nice timeout there by Coach Rush to try to quiet the crowd. You can see Colby Blaine rushed out on the court trying to get everybody into it, so the place quieted down a little bit after that happened. 6 on the shot clock. Morgan from the corner misses. Terashima with the rebound. They're going to try to push over to Bergerson. Now they're going to pull it back out, swing it around. Good job by the Yotes getting back on defense.
Back in their zone. See, that's interesting. So they put Kobe right there in the middle of that zone this time. Well, he's a pretty good decision maker. I think they're going to look at obviously he can turn around and look to score that thing, but also he can facilitate from right there. Something different, a little change up. We'll see how it goes.
If you're Kobe, do you take that shot too?
Well, see, here's the thing. So Coach Blaine has done a lot of research on this. So this zone that he runs is very specific to College of Idaho. And the analytics are telling you that that mid-range jump shot is not going to beat you. What's going to beat you is threes and layups. So his philosophy is if somebody can go in there and make 20 of those, then there's a chance to get beat.
Yeah.
But the analytics, again, is that's what he's going with, is I'm playing it like in that way. Now,
I think on the flip side of that, too, if you're Kobe Blaine, that's why you play that a little soft and maybe entice Kobe to take that. Because one thing that, Colby told me today is that he didn't want layups. Close out, whatever you got to do. Don't let them blow by you and get a layup or anything like that. Force them to take shots if you're NNU because they haven't made them at a high clip this season. I think that comes down to also wanting to test NNU's confidence. If they continue to miss, make them shoot. A guy that, hey, we don't worry about his confidence. Johnny Radford with his first 3 of the game.
And that was an incredible pass by Paul Wilson. Caught inside, looked over his shoulder, straight line kick out right there for Johnny to hit his first 3. I think it's his first bucket of the game.
It is. It gives the College of Idaho a 10-point lead. NNU tries to answer back. They can't. Over to Paul Wilson, an easy layup. Paul dished it out last time. This time he's on the receiving end. A little layup at the rim for a 7-footer. Doesn't get any easier than that. Great pass by Stratton Rogers. Looked like he was in trouble, too.
Yeah, tremendous patience. Get in, ball. Oh, and one.
Biggie from 3. He'll get a chance to make it 4. Exactly what NNU needed. We told you it was going to happen. It was going to fall. And the next time Biggie launches one for 3, it falls. We got a timeout on the floor. NNU trying to make up this deficit. Right now it's at 9. I know you're watching this live right now, but if you have missed any of it or just want to relive it, we got good news for you because you can catch a repeat of tonight's United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup on Idaho's very own 24/7. This broadcast will replay tomorrow at noon and again at 10:30 p.m. The United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup is featured exclusively on Idaho's very own 24/7. There's good news too. This also re-airs on KTVB Plus. Just head on over to KTVB.com and you can check out our streaming schedule over there. Never more options to check out KTVB content than we do right now. What do you think Paul Rush is telling his boys down 9, a chance to cut it to 8 as Biggie Ferguson gets a big 3 to fall?
Well, obviously, they put this, they get within 8 if they can knock down this free throw, which is big. And I think that right now it's just all about getting stops. They just got to get one stop after another stop after another stop. And they've been switching their defenses pretty much every time down the court. I got a feeling they're going to go man-to-man here, just because in the last couple possessions, I think they went zone and they gave up that 3, and then they lost Johnny Radford. I couldn't tell if that was a man or a zone. He was moving pretty quick, but again, with Johnny out there, you got to know where he's at. You got to know where he's at. And man-to-man's the easiest way to track a guy.
Biggie Ferguson can't quite complete the 4-point play.
Oh, they're going to a zone. They're packing it in a little bit. I think they're trying to make sure, again, they're trying to keep it out of the shooter's hands.
See Rose back off right there. Stratton Rogers, a guy that probably would like to dare to shoot.
Yeah.
Ball poked away, active hands. I think that's Tara Sheeman that got that one.
Down.
Can Radford create? Gonna have to force up a baseline J. Misses everything. Rose with the rebound.
I look at Truce has got something, tweaked something.
Yeah, he is. He's grimacing a little bit there, looking at his ankle, I think. Limping a little bit. We'll see. We'll try to monitor that. Rose thought about a three and said they're going to swing it back around. And now it's Terashima spinning into the lane. He needs help. Instead, going to spin back to his right side. Misses it. And it's Wilson with the rebound. Here comes Morgan. Radford, thought he was going to throw that one up. Said he throws it over to NNU. And now NNU turns it over. They had a wide open layup, or at least it looked like it, with Terashima in the open court.
Once again, that's where they get a nice a turnover, get possession, and then turn the ball over.
Radford for three. NNU comes away with it.
Turnovers.
And here comes Morgan.
You're just not going to catch him in transition.
The 13th turnover of the game for NNU. With 10 minutes to go, they're averaging about 16 on the season.
And you can see Colby, he's trying to get the gym hyped up again.
I think they can feel this one on the cusp. The Yote fam certainly responding to their leader in Blaine, getting into it. But how about that finish by Terashima, looking for some contact afterwards. Not going to get the whistle, will get the points.
That's a big-time finish. They needed that badly. That was a huge finish.
Couldn't have picked a better time because all of a sudden, again, now the crowd quiets down just a little bit for now. You know Colby means business when he loses the sports coat, right?
Oh, yeah, that's on a timer. I'm telling you right now. I've coached with him for 10, 15 years. That thing's on a timer.
Timer has expired. We get coatless Colby Blaine for the rest of the way tonight, I'm guessing. But here's that last bucket, the turnover by NNU. And you see Morgan racing into the open court. His 8th and 9th point of the game to lead C of I. Stratton Rogers going to get aggressive. Misses, but gets his miss.
Just so tough getting to those second shots.
Morgan from the mid-range, long. Wilson over the back for the foul.
And that's big now. I think they're in a one-on-one. And they've got a one-on-one in the bonus the rest of the way.
Considering the way that NNU has shot it so far, that could certainly play into their favor the rest of the way.
Absolutely.
They've already shot 14 free throws tonight, 10 more than the College of Idaho has.
And College of Idaho has a long ways to go to get into the bonus.
Only 3 team fouls for NNU, 7 now for the College of Idaho. Yaru Harvey misses the front end.
He has missed several free throws tonight. That's a big deal, missing the front end of that.
He's now 2 of 5 at the free throw line, and when you miss the front end, that's almost like 2 misses.
On the season, he's shooting a little less than 54%, so.
10 on the shot clock. Charles Elsie over to Morgan. Thought about it, dribbles in, fake pass. Harvey bumps into him.
Samaje is so quick. I feel like he can get downhill in the paint anytime he wants to. He is so quick. And they're even giving him a little bit of cushion.
I stand corrected, too. That foul actually is going to go against True Allen. Only his first of the night. 10 on the shot clock. Morgan pump fake, dribbles in. Misses again. O'Neal with great positioning down low, gets an offensive rebound, back to Morgan, not shying away.
If you look on the weak side of every single shot that goes up, it's either Jake or Spratt, and they are just going for every one of those. And if you don't put a great box out on them, they're going to get a deflection, they're going to get a tip, and they're going to get you an extra possession.
The Yotes lead up to 12, a game high for the C of I. Harvey cuts back into that with the floater.
Very nice.
That was something that Colby Blaine was trying to instill in some of his young shooters. They were worried about shooting it at times, and he said, no, you can create offensive rebounds for us if you don't make it, and that is a place that the C of I has been so good, not just this year, but over the years. Great effort on the offensive glass. The Yotes been working the shot clock these last few possessions, down to 5. Morgan trying to create. Somehow Jake O'Neal winds up with it again down low.
It looked like there was some contact, thinking travel, whatever, but Jake O'Neal is incredible at getting these balls. It's insane. It's such a weapon because it's so deflating. You think you got them stuck, you think you got them dead bang, and all of a sudden they're coming out with the ball, getting free throws, getting kickouts. It's just so, it's so frustrating as a coach to give up those boards.
And with that, 7.5 minutes remaining in round 2 of the 2022 United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup. The Yotes 10 minutes away from a sweep here. Nice 3 from Morgan. Man, the freshman's good. A little bit in the College of Idaho huddle, but over inside the NNU huddle. I've known Paul Rush for quite some time. That is about as animated as I have ever seen him during this last timeout. We toss it over to Brady Frederick, who I think lended his ear to a very passionate speech from Paul Rush to his players.
Yeah, passionate is absolutely a great word for what he was just doing, trying to get his boys hyped up. He said right now, the time to get baskets is right now. But the main message to his team right now, stop forcing shots. We've seen a lot of turnovers and a lot of bad shot attempts. Can't have that right now down the stretch as they try to get back on top before they run out of time.
Gosh, I can't. I got to tell you, Clint, that's exactly some of the things that Paul Rush expressed concern about his team prior to this game. I know they're down and they got to make adjustments, but you also got to learn and grow beyond this game, and you can't keep repeating the same things you do, right?
Absolutely. I mean, again, these are conversations that he's been having with his team in every practice, in every game, every timeout. I mean, for those of you out there that have coached, you know the frustrations and how difficult it can be, because it's like you said, how many times do you have to say something to get actual results?
Apparently a couple more.
and maybe we'll see some results. Like I said, their grid possessions have been great. The reality is again, right now they're hanging in there at about, they got 14 turnovers at this point to 5 assists. I mean, that's just not going to get it done.
An 11-point game. NNU starting to run out of time, have to get it going. Hey, Aaron Murphy checks into the game for the first time this evening. He really provided NNU some nice minutes 2 weeks ago against the Yotes. Trying to work the offensive glass, and he's going to pick up a foul from Jake O'Neal, is trying to box him out. Some good effort right there, a little bit of life from Aaron Murphy.
And that's, like I said, they ran some offense there and that did exactly what you talked about. Paul said, hey, take your shot, take a quality shot. We'll get a chance at a second shot. And that's exactly what happened. They came up with a good shot, soft miss, gave you an opportunity to get off the backboard. But they gotta make these front ends.
Those
they
are
gotta
killers.
make the front end a free throw.
Again, it's basically going 0 for 4 at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's 4 potential points they've given up in the last 3 or 4 possessions. They have to make those. That's a 5-second call.
Nice defense.
Good energy Aaron comes in off the bench, gave him some good energy.
Look at the leading scorers in this game. Maji Morgan pacing everyone right now. The true freshman is 6 of 13 from the floor, 14 points, only 1 turnover in 19 minutes of action, really replicating his performance from this past game on Saturday. Scored 15 points, 5 assists, 0 turnovers. The freshman continues to really impress here early in the season.
Showing a lot of poise right now, to be honest with you. That's what I'm impressed with for a young guy.
And that's what Charles Elsie does right there.
So quick.
It looks like he got the turnover.
And then he got fouled.
Yeah.
And they still have a foul to give, so this isn't free throws, but Charles, that's the second or third time he's just absolutely picked somebody's pocket.
He is so active on the defensive end, averaging 2 steals per game. You know, he's always been a contributor on the defensive end, but I think what you're seeing now is him really become an efficient scorer on offense. This is a guy whose career shooting percentage is probably a little south of about 40%, but this year he's shooting over 50%. His shot selection is through the roof. He's playing with so much confidence right now. I feel like Colby Blaine has been waiting for this to happen, and now Elsie is really providing this for his team.
What a finish. But it's like, I think you know what you're doing out here, okay? Very nice, good call on that. That was a very tough finish.
You know, one thing that stands out about Elsie to me too is veterans usually when the opposing team slips up, they punish you, they make you pay. And right there, Elsie with a nice little easy layup as the shot clock is winding down. Man,
okay,
we go from an easy layup to about as difficult as a layup can get. Kobe Terashima trying to fire up his team, falling down, banks one in. Back to an 11-point game. A little over 5 minutes remaining. If the Nighthawks are going to make a run, it's got to start now. The College of Idaho being very patient on offense, using the shot clock.
Yeah, they're trying to shorten this game up a little bit. I think one of the Colby stop processes, they're in foul trouble, right?
Kobe Terashima gets a bucket on one end, gets a charge on picks up a charge on the other end.
Those are game-winning plays. Jumping out there, sticking your chest out and taking charges. Those are game-winning plays.
And I gotta say, NNU's effort tonight, pretty incredible when you consider they're really only playing 7 guys in this game. College of Idaho's bench goes like a dozen deep, essentially. They love going to their bench, but NNU trying to stay in the fight here.
Well, I noticed that for C of I, their leading minute getter is 25 minutes, but they have so many guys that play 22 minutes, 17 minutes. At this time of the game, this is where that pays off.
The Murphy brothers crashing the offensive glass, somehow winds up out in Biggie Bergerson's hands. He lets it go from 3. Lead back down to 8 for the Yotes.
The same thing that was happening earlier with the offensive glass. Aaron Murphy's coming in and really giving them a spark.
How do you get Biggie Bergerson more shots? He's hit a couple of big ones here in the second half. Left the lane open. Tyler Robinette drives and gets fouled.
Tyler's had a great season so far. He really has. He's made all the right plays, made some big moments. I don't know if you remember in the last game, I think the actual play of the game, everybody thinks it was Drew's putback, which was spectacular. But Tyler Robinette took a charge in that game with about 30 seconds left that saved the whole thing. I can't remember who charged, but not only did the ball go in, but if it would have been a foul, it's an and one momentum just completely shifts the other direction.
I remember that play because he also took that charge with 4 fouls on him.
Yes, it was a big deal.
You know, earlier in the broadcast, you brought up the fact that Jake O'Neal, supreme effort when it comes to his preparation, working out. They really track what they put into their bodies when it comes to eating. Well, Tyler Robinette's a guy that's really bought into that. Stratton Rogers is a guy that's really bought into that. You can see some of the leadership spreading across this roster, and it's really paying off. One thing Colby Blaine said about his team, and hey, I don't take this lightly because I've covered this team for a while. He said that this is the best conditioned team he has ever had, and I think it's because they pay attention to the detail when it comes to that. Murphy brothers, one to the other. That's Gabe setting up Aaron.
That was a great field by Gabe and a nice cut by Aaron.
It feels like NNU listened to their leader and what his demands were coming out of that last timeout. Getting some better looks at the bucket. Is it too late though? O'Neal from the corner, misses. Allen comes away with the rebound. A big opportunity here for NNU to try to grab some momentum. We tick down under 3. Biggie gonna put it on the deck. Back out to Terashima. Misses the short jumper. Out of bounds off of NNU.
You know who else is an elite rebounder is Gabe. Yeah, he's averaging about 10 boards a game, and he gets his hands on so many of these putbacks and opportunities. And it's awesome to see their relentless pursuit. Late in the game, not having a great shooting game, but still scrapping and fighting for every possession.
Gabe trying to close in on a double-double, has 9 points to go along with 7 rebounds. We'll see if NNU has one last run in them. History suggests that they usually do in this rivalry, but we'll see if they can make one last push to try to get back into this game. Colby Blaine trying to keep the Nighthawks at an arm's length. The Yotes back in action this Friday on their home floor, by the way, against Eastern Oregon for a conference game. They get a bit of a break, and then it's back out on the road at Multnomah and at Warner Pacific until they're off until December 30th. A couple of conference games coming up, though.
It's true, a lot has changed in the West, and relay the land looks a bit different, but some things remain the same. The people out here love...
A couple of big things that I think are going to be a big factor coming down the stretch here is going to be free throws. Both teams are now in the bonus. We've already talked about the fact that they've left a couple front end of the one-on-ones, you know, on a couple possessions. But I'm telling you, this is going to be a hard-fought battle, and guys are going to have to step up, stay calm, and knock down their free throws. It's going to be a big, major factor.
Well, if we want to talk about the difference in this game, it might be the free throw line. NNU has created more opportunities. Right now they trail by 8. They've missed 8 free throws. That also includes the front end of 2 1-and-1s right there. If they were having a typical night as a team shooting from the free throw line, hey, this game would be a lot closer, maybe even tied. But at the moment, they've struggled a little bit more than they typically have at the charity stripe. Not a single NNU player in double figures at the moment. Gabe Murphy has 9, Kobe Terashima has 9. The only player really in the game, though, in double figures is, well, probably the youngest guy on the floor is Samaji Morgan.
Well, looking at these two, I mean, the biggest factor is the fact that, you know, NNU is only shooting 33% from the floor. They're 15 for 45, and they've got to be able to find some ways to get the ball in the bucket. But I'll tell you right now, they're going to play this last little bit. Like I said, they're going to try and speed them up. They're going to try and pressure. It'll be interesting to see how this thing finishes out.
Again, the College of Idaho going for their first season sweep over NNU since the 2014-15 season. Back in the days when Scott Garson was roaming the sidelines for the Yotes.
They're going to run some clock here. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of trap on one of these passes or something to speed them up.
Radford from the corner.
What a set play by Colby Blaine out of the timeout. The last 3 times Johnny's come out the other side, he goes to that baseline, got a wide open look, and man, can he get that thing off quick.
The confidence that he shoots with, and even when he misses, it feels like it's going to go in.
Gabe's going to go to work. Nice move. Really nice move inside right there.
Beautiful move going to his left, a little baby hook. He answers the 3 with the pair down low.
Watch for some sort of double team on this ball screen or something. They're yelling fire. Something's coming up.
LZ a wild shot. NNU going to go. Here comes Allen over the half court.
I do not think that was the shot that Coach Blaine wanted on that one.
Ooh, Murphy.
I think he traveled.
Yep. Picked up the pivot foot, spun the wrong way. The 16th turnover of the game for NNU. which meets their season average.
On that one, Tyler did a better job of keeping him away from the basket. He got him to catch it in more of the mid-post than the low post.
Colby Blaine going to take a timeout here with 1:42 remaining. You know what I appreciate about Colby Blaine is that he puts his money where his mouth is. Quite literally. He asks a lot of the Yote fam to show up and create a hostile atmosphere. But each home game at halftime, he puts $1,000 out of his own pocket up for grabs for a student. They have to attempt a half-court shot. If they make it, he's willing to pay up. And Clint, guess what happened last week?
You know, he tongue-in-cheek said if maybe we could get ourselves a sponsor for this, it might be a little bit better.
Somebody makes it, all of a sudden you're really concerned about that.
Right. I think it happened a couple years ago as well, and you know what? True to form, he pays up. He pulls out the wallet and gives them their $1,000.
I think he was paying a little bit more attention to the shot tonight. Wasn't anywhere close. Breathed a sigh of relief. Jokingly said before the holidays, I can't afford too many of them.
I gotta get a bunch of presents now.
Too funny. As you mentioned earlier, man, this is a stretch of 10 games in 20 days for this College of Idaho basketball team. If they get through this feeling this good about themselves, man, I feel like they are going to draw on this experience. I don't want to say in much more meaningful games, but when we talk about their goal of winning a national championship, some very meaningful games come March.
No question, and I think that's why Colby does it. Colby, like you had mentioned, you know, his first tournament, I think his first game of the season was against the #1 team in the country. Most people are playing, you know, some small school that has no scholarships. He's like, who's the best team out there? Oh, those guys, and you want to do it at your place? We'll come down. We'll come down and see what you're about. They subbed in Samaje. And notice that, for Charles, which shows you how much confidence he has in his freshman. Think about this, a minute 40 left, okay? There's a minute 40 left. He says, you know what? We'll roll the dice with the freshman, which is pretty awesome.
Here comes the freshman dribbling it up over half court.
They're gonna try and double him right there.
He is so steady.
Yes.
Hard to rush him up clearly. Hard to rush up College of Idaho, really. And then you trying.
Oh, they got it.
And that right there might be the dagger. The College of Idaho pushing their lead back out to double digits. Just over a minute to go. The Yotes can smell the sweep.
Not to mention, they ran off 25 to 30 seconds on that possession, not just getting the bucket.
Biggie misses. Morgan with the rebound. Foul against Terashima. You can tell Kobe a little bit frustrated with that one, headed directly to the bench despite it only being his second foul. We all know this, Clint, but for some of these guys, this is their last time playing in this rivalry like Kobe Terashima. He got to experience the winning end of it twice last year, but now he's on the short end of it twice this year. This is emotional. This means a lot to these guys.
Yeah, here's the deal. You guys, I mean, anybody that's played sports, it's one thing to lose to someone that you hate, but it's almost even worse to lose to people that you know and you like, right? Because they're going to keep seeing them and they're going to keep reminding you about these moments.
Yeah.
When I played, there was a certain number of times where I lost to some guys that I really was friends with, and occasionally I'll just get an occasional text message that just says, hey, how'd that last game go for you, bud? And I've got to be like, I mean, I can't change what happened, but I'm hoping for NNU that honestly, like, they're going to settle in. I do feel like they've got a lot of the puzzle pieces. You know, they've just got to settle into who they are and what they're about. They obviously play extremely hard. I mean, they're flying around, they're responding to Coach Rush, they're doing what he's asked them to do. They just got to, again, settle in to make some shots. Bottom line, they've got to make shots.
Bottom line. Gabe Murphy, again, rolled his ankle a couple games ago. He's still working his way back to 100%. Jalen Fox, you touched on this earlier, but I want to revisit this because this is a guy that could be very impactful for them, whether it be in the starting lineup or off the bench. He is a guy that could definitely help facilitate a little bit offensively, and more than anything, he can shoot it. He has maturity. Whenever he gets back to this team, he will be a big-time boost. But that's something that they're trying to navigate right now, and you can tell it's just difficult.
Well, and again, it's another person, another ball handler, another guy that has experience and can take care of the basketball. I mean, the reality is if you're turning the ball over, those are all empty, inefficient possessions. And especially a lot of these are live ball turnovers, where there's opportunities on the other end to get buckets. So I'll tell you, it's something they just got to settle in. But they're things that you can figure out. Again, those are things that you can watch film and figure out. Here's times where, you know what, I need to take my time and pull it out and reverse the ball. At times when it's time to go.
Well, it is certainly time to go for NNU. Away from the play, Aaron Murphy loses a shoe.
Sometimes it's one of those nights, you know? In the end, you're looking down, I don't even have my shoes on anymore.
I don't know how many of these games that I've done, and this is the 10th year that I've gotten the chance to broadcast this game. I don't know how many have been decided by double digits. Very, very few.
Which means they're going to hit a 3 right now. You know that, right?
Exactly. Ball out of bounds.
I'm pretty sure that they're going to switch this.
Yeah. NNU arguing it was deflected. They're so adamant the officials are going to get together here for a second. I know you mentioned this too. I mean, I don't know how many people are more connected to local basketball than you, Clint. This is a great crew of referees we have in this game today.
These guys are awesome. I'm not joking. These guys are some of the best. These are some of the best referees that are in the West. I'm not joking. And they have done a really good job tonight. They do a really good job every night. But these are faces that everybody knows if you're in the basketball community because they do a lot of games and they do them very, very, very well. A lot of these guys teach too. They train, they teach, and so they know their stuff.
They are going to give position to the College of Idaho with 39 seconds to go.
Unfortunately, it's another turnover.
The Yote fam celebrating their pajama party in style tonight.
I just watched Coach Blaine put his jacket back on. I didn't think that was happening.
Must feel like this one's put to bed, I guess. Again, it is a pajama party.
There you go.
I'd like to say it was a silent night inside the J.A. Albertsons Activity Center, but the Yote fam brought it all evening. And if you think they've been loud so far, wait about 34 more seconds. It feels like something special is brewing out in Caldwell. They're coming off a season where they went 32-5, won the Cascade Collegiate Conference, made the Elite Eight, finished number 9 in the country. And they bowed out in the Elite Eight, but the team that beat them went on to win the national title. And I think if C of I found a way to win that game, there's a lot of people that thought the Yotes would have been hoisting up the trophy at the end of last season. They might have to wait one more year, but the preseason favorites in the Cascade Collegiate Conference were preseason ranked 4 in the country this year. Going to be a fun year to cover college basketball in Caldwell.
I want you to think about this. They have won over 30 games in the last 4 seasons. You can't count the COVID season because I don't think they played but 15 games.
Clint, I remember when that was cool for the College of Idaho. Now it's routine.
It's routine. It's what they do, which is pretty incredible. It's not even pretty incredible. It is absolutely positively unimaginable that kids come here. Think about this. Kids come here and they win 120-something games.
Yep.
Think about how, you come here for 4 years and you play, that's 120 games.
Incredible. Jake O'Neal, Tyler Robnett, Drew Weinman, all going to check out to a standing ovation. The College of Idaho has guys that are rather far down the roster checking in to get their chance at celebrating or experiencing this rivalry.
If you want to meet one of the coolest kids that goes to the College of Idaho, maybe guys that's in the county, number 10, Connor Cooper. He is one of the favorites at this school.
Eagle High School?
Eagle High School, one of the neatest kids you'll ever meet.
Loose ball, Biggie's still fighting. A little scary there as he leans back on the ground. Biggie's a guy that was he actually suffered a concussion a few games ago and missed a few games, so a little worrisome right there, but he does look okay.
Biggie made some big threes tonight. He hit some threes. He was at least, I think he was 2 for 5, but he had that and one.
He's the guy that they're going to need. Paul Rush believes he could be their second or third leading scorer, even coming off the bench. Might have to toy with him getting into the starting lineup with the way that he can shoot it, maybe contribute.
And I'll add that if anybody can get this thing going in the right direction, Paul Rush can.
Well, Colby Blaine certainly has his program headed in the right direction. He also has them headed to the winner's circle with the Mayor's Cup trophy. The College of Idaho sweeps their rivals in a season series for the first time since 2004. What a sweet feeling as the Mayor's Cup being brought to center court by Rob McCarville of United Heritage Insurance. I told you the Yote fam was going to get loud. You can hear them right now, awfully excited about this one. An impressive, poised, controlled effort by the College of Idaho. Again, we talked the last few times in this rivalry, the Yotes would build a lead, they would allow NNU to climb back in, and there was that brief moment in the first half that the lead shrunk to 3. But the College of Idaho pretty much in control the entire way, and now they're in control of the Mayor's Cup.
The College of Idaho Coyotes.
Got the mayor out there to celebrate with them.
That is what it is all about right there. Our Brady Frederick is roaming the floor. We're going to let these guys celebrate and take a picture with that beautiful trophy that will be staying in Caldwell for the next 365 days. It is a good time to remind you or let you know we will be broadcasting this rivalry once again next year when that trophy is up for grabs. But Brady is going to grab head coach Colby Blaine, who picks up his 107th career victory as the leader of the Yote tonight. The Yote fam spilling onto the floor, the players embracing it. We're going to go to Brady Frederick standing by with College of Idaho men's head basketball coach Colby Blaine right now.
Wow, defensive.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win. How important was it to get the season sweep in the Mayor's Cup, and especially do it on home tonight in front of an awesome home crowd?
It's the first time since 2014-15 that we've swept it. I mean, we've had a great rivalry. So it's just a confidence boost. We're trying to achieve some goals along the way to a national championship, and tonight was a big one for us.
Absolutely. We talked about it at halftime, but NNU was throwing a lot of different defensive sets, different kinds of zones and man defensive mixes at you. How were your young players able to adapt to that and still come out on top tonight?
Well, they had a heck of a game plan. They started us for a little bit. We stopped moving the ball and passing it, but I think we settled in the second half, started popping that ball around, and we found some easy open shots. We also got some offensive rebounds in the second half that really helped us.
Absolutely. Samaje Morgan had an incredible game tonight as a true freshman. I mean, how bright is this guy's future?
Samaje Morgan's really good. He was the 5A State Player of the Year in Oregon. We're really excited to have him. He's got a lot to learn, but you saw tonight on the biggest stage, he can compete with everybody.
And defensively, last thing before I let you go, but you know, you said you wanted to hold him below 60, you held him below 50. And when the shots weren't falling at the beginning of the game, that really kept you guys in it. How do you feel about that defensive effort tonight?
We know our defense travels wherever we go. We're not always going to be able to make shots, but we can guard every night. And tonight was a big confidence boost for us that we can win a low-scoring game.
All right, well, thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Big time effort from the Yotes as they get it done tonight here inside the J.A. Albertsons Activity Center. The College of Idaho claiming bragging rights, 60-47 the final. We're back to wrap things up after this. I tell you, there are so many cool things going on out at the College of Idaho right now. Of course, the legendary Marty Hawley is still roaming around here. Regan Rossi was the NAI Athletic Director of the Year. How about the student side of this, too? Kaya Evans, the College of Idaho's 8th Rhodes Scholar, the captain of the Yotes soccer team from Pocatello, Idaho. And then finally, they have this guy named Colby Blaine that is just leading them to unprecedented heights. We asked him, Clint, how do they celebrate this win? He said like they do every other win. They're going to go into the locker room. They're going to jump around like crazy like they just won the national championship.
Winning is so hard. Just winning every night is just so hard. I mean, literally, it doesn't matter who you're playing. And I think one of Colby's big philosophies is that he wants to embrace every time they have success, which is such a big deal.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love the energy, and that's why they keep coming back with all that energy.
The culture out here is something special, and now they get to continue to celebrate that culture by winning the both games in the 2020 edition of the United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup. And the thing that really stands out about this team to me is the fact that, again, they don't have a single senior on their roster. And if you're Paul Rush, I don't know if you're in a rush to next year's series. I'm kidding, they'll figure it out. But that has to make you roll your eyes a little bit when you see the experience and talent on this College of Idaho roster.
You know, and that's what, again, what Colby's built such a great culture of is next guy up, too. In other words, think how many guys contributed, whether it was a big rebound. You know, I was just looking at Paul Wilson making 2 major passes for kickouts and a finish. I mean, those little things add up to victories.
Yep.
And I feel like their culture is based on what it should be, which is every person is important. Every person plays a role to help win the basketball game, and you can see it. And they play with intensity and joy, and It's a blast watching those guys play. Good for them. I'm so happy for them, and just excited to watch where the season goes.
Yeah, intensity and joy. That's how I'd describe doing this broadcast with you there, brother. Clint, it's been a blast. And you mentioned all the stats that don't show up in the stat sheet. Want to mention one that does, the true freshman, Maji Morgan, with a game-high 15 points. This has been incredible. Clint, I really, really appreciate it. This has been fun. I want to remind everybody at home, by the way, that this isn't the only time that you can watch this edition of the Mayor's Cup broadcast, because we're going to replay this thing. It was so darn good. You can catch a repeat of tonight's United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup on Idaho's very own 24/7. This broadcast will replay tomorrow, first at noon, then again at 10:30 p.m. The United Heritage Insurance Mayor's Cup is featured exclusively on Idaho's very own 24/7. And do not forget, we're not going to let you, Channel 7, KTVB is pleased to present a special day of giving that provides for the hungry and homeless all year long. Join us this coming Saturday. It starts at 8 a.m. for our 7 Cares Idaho Shares. We will be live at Albertson Stadium and Valley locations to take your donations. That's Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon on KTVB, Idaho's News Channel 7. For our crew in the truck that was phenomenal tonight, for Clint Hordeman and Brady Frederick, I am Yotes. The Mayor's Cup is staying in Caldwell as the Yotes celebrate a 60-47 victory over their rivals. This has been an exclusive presentation of KTVB, Idaho's News Channel 7.